What's up, Dirty Fingernail Gang? Take a look at this absolute mountain of wood. We're looking at about a load and a half of wood chips, plus some logs that are, well, let's just say they are massive. So I had the camera rolling while I was trying to tackle this beast. I had a mountain, literally a mountain of mulch to tackle and all kinds of logs to go through. So I wanted to make sure I got all this done. I had a limited time frame on getting this done. So I was just focused on getting the work done as opposed to talking. So let's go ahead and deep dive into why I do this to myself and why you guys should too. This all came from ChipDrop. If you aren't familiar, it's a service that connects local arborists who need to dump wood chips with gardeners who desperately need them. My first attempt at getting a drop was actually years ago, and it never really panned out. This time around, I put in a request, went through a quick address verification, and about 2 months later, boom! They backed the truck in. The wait was long, but the payoff is huge. I use these chips exclusively in my garden walkways. The immediate benefit is that they act as a heavy mulch to completely choke out any of the weeds, and they make the garden look pretty. But for me, this isn't about making the garden look pretty. This is 100% about soil health. Over the next few years, these walkways are going to slowly break down. As they decompose, all those rich nutrients leach directly into the soil. My Comfrey absorbs them. I then chop and drop the Comfrey onto my garden beds, thus putting the nutrients back onto my beds. The decomposing wood also acts as an absolute magnet for earthworms, which eventually tunnel right into my growing beds. I typically do mulch about every other year. However, I was running into my third year this time. Needless to say, this load was definitely needed. I could definitely tell by the amount of weeds that were popping up in the walkways. I put these chips down pretty thick, anywhere from 4 to 6 inches thick is what I'm shooting for. This will definitely shade those weed seeds and keep the moisture in. Laying all this down also naturally raises the garden's profile and provides incredible drainage during heavy rains. I'm not gonna lie, moving a load and a half of chips and wrangling those giant logs is exhausting and backbreaking work. But when you're playing for the long game, for your soil, every single shovel full is worth it. Now let's move on to what I got with this load from ChipDrop. As you can see, I got the wood chips for mulch. This stuff is definitely not your HOA approved pretty mulch for your pretty lawn. This stuff is chipped up wood sticks, barks, leaves, and other material from the tree. It comes in all shapes and sizes. In fact, the leaves on this load were still green, hence this is essentially a compost pile. I could actually feel the warmth of the decomposing pile on day 2 whenever I was shoveling it. This is something that is going to decompose quicker than store-bought mulch, but the results of the decomposed material is what we're after. Okay, everybody, we are on day 2 of the pile. Getting the mulch whittled down. We do have to worry about this big guy right here yet. We're going to stack all that guy over there. Chainsaw's coming. Got to get it out from the ground. But I'm kind of dreading doing that. But we'll see how it goes, see how it looks. The mulch pile is done. I got probably about maybe 2/3 of the garden. By the time this is going to be done, I'll probably have 2/3 of the garden covered where I want it to get covered with mulch. So another load wouldn't hurt. I'm laughing because this is a lot of work. It probably will hurt. The next thing I got with this was the logs. Now when you sign up for the ChipDrop, you can opt out of this, but who doesn't like warmth of fire during wintertime? I know I do. It really warms my heart and my soul. However, I will say if you do not have the equipment, you may want to opt out of this part of it. Some of these rounds were huge. I do have a saw with a big bar enough to cut these and a couple of buoys to save my back. The other thing you will need will be a log splitter. It's going to be tough to split these with a hand axe or a maul. These logs were also wet. They were definitely very heavy. Keep this in mind. I'm not going to be able to burn these guys this winter due to the moisture. I have to wait till next winter to burn these when they are drier and do not put us out so much soot. So when thinking about this, you'll need somewhere where you can store the wood for at least a year and a half. These are great oak logs though. These will work great in any wood stove or fireplace. I definitely will be saving the ash for these for my compost pile and garden. Drop me a comment below and let me know if you've ever tackled ChipDrop. And don't forget to subscribe to follow along with the garden's progress. Time to get back to the heavy lifting, folks. Cheers and God bless.